Good morning, Sina.
Nii Yarboi Annan is a financial analyst. Thank you very much, and I hope you're well.
Yeah, I'm doing very well.
Did you monitor what Fourth Estate put out? What are your own observations before we come to SML's justifications for the contract that they have currently?
Well, I have read bits and pieces of their reports from the Fourth Estate. I've listened to a few people speak on the issues and all that. And I think that we have, in some form, jumped the gun. I believe that we need to ask certain pertinent questions first and foremost. Is there a need for such a contract? Is there a need for such an exercise? And how was that need obtained? Are we recording losses in terms of revenue in the gold production sector? Our current GRA team on site, on all the gold production sites, are they not doing their work? If we have leakages in those areas, how much is that costing us in terms of monetary value, in terms of the leakages? Now, after the production, there are sales, which are basically done through exports. The GRA, again, is in there when these exports are being made. Most of the permits will be issued by them for any miner to be able to do the exports. Do the figures not tally from what is generated at the mines and inspected by our tax authority and our security services compared to what is exported? I think that we need these information first and foremost to be able to justify the need for any contract to be awarded to any person for that purpose. Without determining that, I think we have jumped the gun.
Okay. So you think the whole documentary should have started from the point of whoever awarded the contract justifying why they did that?
Absolutely. That is where it should start from.
But the challenge... Okay.
Right now, what we are talking about is a contract that has been awarded for a purpose me and you, we cannot determine.
And without the purpose, without the need that led to this contract being awarded, it's difficult to comment on the contract itself.
Yes. Assuming that the losses we are encountered with in terms of leakages in that sector, it's in billions of dollars. Then there is a justification for us to pay over $100 million to ensure that those leakages are stopped. But if we are not experiencing leakages to that tune, if we have people on site to protect all of us from revenue losses, then why award a contract of such magnitude to someone we cannot actually okay their competences in those areas of expertise? I don't know what expertise SML has, what competence they have developed over the years, what tools they are using. Are they using a direct communicating weighing scales which are put at the doorsteps of the miners? Is that the case? Or they are employing the same methodology being employed by the Ghana Revenue Authority and our security agencies, maintaining a physical presence in there? Aside that, what else have they brought on board that we can say that this is going to give us accurate, more complete statements of what actually occurs at the production point? Without all this, if we are being invited to discuss the contract, then I'm sorry. What we need to ask for is who found the justification to even award such a contract? For what purpose? What savings? Because I can clearly say or determine what government will lose if this contract goes ahead. I am unable to say what government is actually saving if this contract goes ahead. If we are going to pay 100 million and the tax cover is 25%, then certainly government is giving away 25% of $100 million, which is a lot of money. But I'm unable to tell that government is losing so much in terms of revenue because of the lack of presence or pre-audit in that regard. Is this something that the internal audit agency are able to also build competencies to do?
Ghana's Gold, Radio Gold.
I mean, what is the competence? I must be told that SML has a certain superior competence over what the Ghana Revenue Authority over the years have built, and therefore the need to go for them in such a manner at such a price. And that is, for me, what we needed to speak to first and foremost. Without that, there shouldn't be any contract on the table.
But will the SML's own justification suffice? Because if you read their, what do they call it, their press statement that they issued, they said in paragraph 9 and paragraph 10, SML's work forms the base data at the depots for revenue assurance and auditing. They declare the base volumes upon which any gap or deficit in the eventual volumes declared will expose those in the chain. The downstream petroleum sector's reported figures have significantly increased because of SML over time, from an average of 350 million liters per month in 2018 and 2019 to 450 million liters per month as of June 2020. This indicates a rise of more than 33% in volume reporting and an average of extra 100 million liters per month, which translates into revenue. So to them, they have done work that has led to an increase in reporting in the downstream. Would that suffice, or you still want to hear from those who gave them the contract?
Yes. You see, we are talking about production. Production cannot be static. For instance, if today I am not at the point of production, and today one decided to produce a certain amount of oil, there is nothing wrong about that. At the same time, or another time, if I decide to produce more, there is nothing wrong about that. What is wrong about that? That cannot be a justification for awarding a contract. The justification should come from the one who actually awarded the contract, and in the form that they would have either suspected, either obtained certain level of information that actually indicates that we are incurring losses at the point of production, because reporting structures there are not sufficient and complete. Now, the GRA presence has always been maintained at this point of production. What sort of report was going? Is it different from what XML is doing? What competencies have XML brought on board, which the GRA did not have? What tools have been engaged by XML for which the GRA did not already have? Because those are the considerations for anyone to say that, let me go and give this job to XML because they have the competence to do this. From what I read, that is not the case.
So the XML saying we've installed ultrasonic flow meters to check the volumes of petroleum products loaded at the gantries from the depots to reconcile in real time with the volumes recorded on ICOMS. This system additionally assures customs that no loading activities occur in the depot in the absence. You're saying that even if they've installed that system, you must be at least convinced that the GRA could not have done that themselves.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Is it something so strange to install such meters? The GRA couldn't afford it, or the GRA couldn't actually put in place any mechanism to measure whatever the inflows are. And again, is it a tool which is not on the market, but only on the market because it is XML who can actually bring and deploy such equipment? No. The meters are there. Anyone can afford it, can go for it. Anyone who can afford it can go for it. So what's the big deal? Come and tell us what the GRA itself was using before. Was the gauge their eyes? Was the meter their eyes? What was the meter being used? You cannot tell us that, well, one day I just woke up and I felt like we should go this way, and therefore we went this way. There must be a series of reports.
Ghana's gold.
There must be something. There must be an occurrence for anyone to actually decide to do what has been done. And that is where my interest is. Because based on that, we can all determine that, look, it is right to go this way, or to maintain the status quo, or to improve the status quo, but to use the same people. What we were losing, right, with the GRA, if the production by SML owns explanation, what is the value of that? And that came to us at what cost? Because you have employed GRA staff at those production points. So my issue is that how much was that costing us? What is the salary of those there, or the equipment there? What is the cost of it? Is going to be used over what period, so that we will look at the depreciation of it year on year and determine that this is the cost, total cost, for which we get this level of volumes. And for that matter, the losses we were able to determine. If you are not able to tell me this, why should signing a contract. For what? To pay how much? To pay over 100 million, to pay how much for it? So yes, I'm going to have increased volumes, which translate into revenues. But at what cost?
I see. Well, until then, from everything you're reading, you're not convinced that this contract is necessary.
Well, I think that this is a nice way, because it is going to be very difficult for authorities to actually, when revenues are disclosed, and I have read reports. In the international oil sector, and maybe I will make it available to you, where you can clearly detect that the volumes that were claimed that Ghana had sold on the international market far exceeds what we declared in the petroleum revenue reports. And these reports, I believe, are reports that the authorities themselves have cited. And therefore, that is where the conversation should begin from.
Okay.
Who would give such a contract and not be able to justify how much we are going to lose as against how much we are gaining based on engaging in such a contract?
I see. Nii, thank you. Thank you as always.
Right. You're welcome.
Nii Yarboi Annan takes us to the beginning. So you awarded the contract. Why? Come and justify.